The final whistle echoed through the stadium, not as a celebration for Barcelona, but as a somber pronouncement of their Copa del Rey aspirations ending in bitter disappointment. Atletico Madrid, with a performance characterized by grit and clinical precision, has seized the 2026 Copa del Rey title, delivering a profound blow to their arch-rivals. This isn't just about a trophy lost, it's about the seismic tremors now running through the foundations of Barcelona's season. The defeat leaves an indelible mark, raising immediate and uncomfortable questions about the club's strategic direction, the efficacy of its tactical blueprint, and the very future of its leadership. For a club accustomed to challenging for every piece of silverware, this loss represents a significant setback, one that could unravel their entire campaign. The weight of expectation, a constant companion for Barcelona, now feels heavier than ever, threatening to crush their remaining ambitions. This outcome forces a harsh re-evaluation, not just of individual performances, but of the collective spirit and resilience of a team that, for many, was expected to dominate. The narrative of their season has dramatically shifted, from one of potential triumph to one fraught with uncertainty and the looming specter of crisis. The implications extend far beyond the pitch, touching upon fan morale, financial stability, and the club's global standing. This is a moment of reckoning, a stark reminder that even giants can stumble, and when they do, the fall is often spectacular and deeply impactful. The build-up to this Copa del Rey final was electric, a cauldron of anticipation boiling over with the promise of a classic encounter between two of Spain's footballing titans. Barcelona, true to its historical identity, arrived with its philosophy of intricate possession-based football, aiming to dictate the tempo and dismantle defenses with fluid passing movements. Their opponents, Atletico Madrid, presented a stark contrast, a formidable unit renowned for its defensive solidity, tactical discipline, and devastatingly effective counterattacks. This match was never going to be a simple affair. It was touted as a high-stakes tactical chess game, a true test of wills where contrasting footballing ideologies would collide head-on. Every pundit, every fan, understood the magnitude of this clash, not just for the silverware at stake, but for the psychological advantage it would confer in the ongoing La Liga title race. The tension was palpable, a thick blanket woven from years of fierce rivalry, past glories, and recent disappointments. Both managers had meticulously prepared, analyzing every nuance of their opponent's play, searching for that single, decisive edge. The atmosphere in the stadium before kickoff was a symphony of chants and roars, a testament to the passion these two clubs ignite. Yet, beneath the surface of this grand spectacle, a subtle current of anxiety ran through the Barcelona camp, a quiet unease about Atletico's proven ability to disrupt and exploit even the slightest vulnerability. This was more than a game, it was a battle for supremacy, a narrative waiting to unfold with dramatic consequences for the vanquished. The turning point, the moment etched into the collective memory of Barcelona fans, arrived with brutal efficiency in the second half. It wasn't a sudden collapse, but a subtle, yet critical, defensive lapse that Atletico Madrid, with their characteristic ruthlessness, capitalized on. A swift transition, a perfectly weighted pass, and a clinical finish from Antoine Griezmann, who found space between Barcelona's central defenders, sent the Atletico faithful into raptures. The goal wasn't merely a change on the scoreboard, it was a psychological hammer blow that visibly stunned Barcelona. The momentum, which had ebbed and flowed with tentative exchanges, now decisively swung in Atletico's favor. Barcelona's players, who had until then maintained a semblance of control, suddenly looked disjointed, their passes losing their usual crispness, their defensive lines appearing less assured. The goal exposed a vulnerability, a crack in their seemingly impenetrable armor, that Atletico relentlessly exploited. What followed was a frantic, yet ultimately fruitless, chase for an equalizer. Barcelona pushed forward with increasing desperation, creating chances, but lacking the composure and precision needed to convert them. Each missed opportunity, each block by an Atletico defender, each save by Jan Oblak, only amplified the growing sense of dread. The initial shock morphed into frustration, then into a desperate scramble against a clock that seemed to accelerate with every passing minute. This single moment, this one lapse, became the defining narrative of the final, the point of no return from which Barcelona could not recover their equilibrium. The immediate aftermath on the pitch painted a stark, contrasting picture of elation and despair. Atletico Madrid's players, a unified force, erupted in jubilant celebrations, their faces alight with the joy of hard-fought victory, embracing each other as the Copa del Rey trophy awaited its new home. Across the pitch, Barcelona's stars stood dejected, their shoulders slumped, eyes fixed on the ground or staring blankly into the distance. The visible despair of Robert Lewandowski, the frustration etched on the face of Frenkie de Jong, and the quiet resignation of the captain, Ronald Araujo, spoke volumes. This loss isn't an isolated incident. It compounds a season already marked by inconsistencies in their league campaign and a premature exit from European competition. The defeat lays bare serious concerns about the squad's depth, its mental resilience under intense pressure, and the tactical flexibility of the coaching staff. Critics will point to a perceived lack of a plan B when their intricate passing game is stifled, or to individual errors that have proven costly throughout the season. The emotional toll of such a high-profile defeat is immense, not just for the players, but for the entire club structure. It forces a painful introspection, a deep dive into what went wrong and why, especially when the stakes were so incredibly high. The silence from the Barcelona dressing room after the match was deafening, a stark contrast to the celebratory roar emanating from their victorious opponents, underscoring the profound impact of this crushing defeat on the Catalan giants. Looking ahead, this Copa del Rey defeat casts a long, ominous shadow over Barcelona's remaining season. The immediate pressure on the coaching staff, particularly on Xavi Hernandez, will intensify dramatically. Questions about his tactical choices, player selections, and overall management will dominate headlines and fan discussions. Key players, too, will face heightened scrutiny, their performances dissected and their commitment questioned in the wake of such a significant setback. The club now stands at a critical juncture, facing not just the challenge of recovering from this emotional blow, but also making crucial decisions regarding transfers and strategic adjustments in the upcoming summer window. Will this loss trigger a major overhaul of the squad, or will the club opt for a more measured approach? The implications extend to their pursuit of the La Liga title, where any further slip-ups could prove fatal. This defeat could serve as a catalyst for significant change, forcing the club to re-evaluate its long-term vision and its immediate priorities. The path forward is fraught with challenges, demanding strong leadership, unwavering resolve, and a clear strategic direction to reclaim their dominant position in Spanish and European football. The coming weeks and months will be pivotal, determining whether this Copa del Rey heartbreak becomes a defining moment of decline or a painful, yet necessary, turning point towards future success. The club's response to this crisis will undoubtedly shape its destiny for years to come.